Hello Leo, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for June 18th to the 25th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out anything that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out with healing and advice at the end. Okay, right, so for your situation, you have got high end, and it says affluent family or connected, or treats others as being less than, a snobbish attitude, only dates or engages with people inside of circle. Okay, you wouldn't have thought that this still goes on in this day and age, but it actually does, right? So the situation is, Leo, I'm getting the impression that you're dealing with, it could be a snobbish individual, right? Someone who is looking down on you, who looks down on others, who seems to think that they're better than everyone else. Why? Because they have affluence, because they might come from money. Okay, you know what some people like that are like. Okay, very, very shallow. They refuse to even be friends with people who are not from the same sort of financial bracket as they are, right? And the thing is as well, I'm getting the energy of an individual who hasn't even earned this for themselves. Do you know what I mean? So that just kind of makes it even worse. So yeah. Furthermore, with this high end, right, if we're going by high-end energy, just the message high-end, I feel like you're being told, Leo, for you to keep your standards high, okay? Because someone who's treating you like this, they do not deserve to share your space, okay? They really, really don't. At the bottom of the deck, sabotaging. There it is. There it is. Ruins a relationship due to their belief that they are not good enough for the person, or treats others like garbage so that they will then leave. Okay, so a deliberate sabotage. Now, again, you can read this both ways, so take it as it resonates. This could indicate that maybe you're the one that has this habit of sabotaging certain relationships and connections. If you feel that that you're not good enough for someone, okay? I do know people who do that, okay? So that there's no shame in it if you do have that habit, okay? Doesn't make a person a horrible person. It just means that they believe that they deserve to be treated like rubbish. So when someone comes along who actually treats them with respect, their head is telling them, this person's too nice for me, and then they'll sabotage that connection or relationship, right? So take it as it resonates. I feel that it's actually closer to this one here, where you've got someone who is treating you like garbage, in the hope that you will leave so that they don't have to take the fall or take the blame for the relationship or the connection, whatever this is, falling apart. Okay, because remember, we've already identified this snobbish attitude, this snobbish energy. Maybe you've picked up on this person being a snob, and now you're like, okay, I need to break this off. Like this is not working. Doesn't have to be in the romantic sense either. Okay, this can be going on within your professional world in some capacity. Again, just be careful with these messages because they are still general readings. Okay, right. Bottom line, I feel like someone is completely blind to the gem that you are, Leo. That's what I feel is going on here as the bottom line. Can you tell us more about the situation? Yeah, look. 5 of Wands off balance, and the 9 of Swords in the upright position. So your 9 of Swords is your nightmare card. Your Five of Wands is trials of strength, okay? It's very chaotic. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary drama. Now, this one, with it coming out off balance like it has, it indicates that there are mind games going on where this person is deliberately acting in such a horrible manner towards you, and then sort of making out like, oh, it's your fault. Oh, you made me do it. Oh, well, I wouldn't be this way if only you would do this, that, and the next for me. Do you know what I mean? It's there is victimization that's going on with this Five of Wands coming out off balance, okay? And it's getting too much here with this Nine of Swords. It's affecting everything that you do, even your decision making that is not related to this person, like, is literally affecting every aspect of your life at the moment, okay? So yeah, that's the situation at hand. The catalyst, so why this is happening: Phoenix rising, transforms after the dark night of the soul, reborn from the ashes, focused determination for working on oneself. So what this has actually done, Leo, is this has served you in such a way where you're determined now to recover who you are, to go through this rebirth process, okay? Now, with this being the catalyst, it's likely that you've already gone through this rebirth process, that you've already have risen from the ashes, if you will, and this individual could be looking down at you with this attitude of, oh, what's this, Leo? Now you think that you're better than the rest of us, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like they could be then accusing you of you looking down your face at them. I don't think that you are doing that at all, Leo. But again, I'm reading this as catalytic energy. So yeah, it is likely, Leo, that you have build yourself up from literally nothing. It's likely that you have made something very substantial of yourself and of your life, and then you're having to face these negative criticisms and judgments from certain other individuals who are perhaps making out that you're being the snob and this, that, and the next, right? All the while they fail to see that actually, by them simply judging you in such a manner, they're the ones that are actually coming from this snobby attitude of no one else is good enough type thing, right? So basically what you're being accused of doing, they are literally doing. That's the fucked up thing here. Okay, can you tell us more about this catalytic energy for Leo, please? Why is this happening? Okay, bit of a disaster. The energy here is quite chaotic, Leo. Okay, I can tell a lot about what's going on by the way that the deck handles. Now, usually this deck is usually a very well behaved deck. That's why I insist on using it. I'm going to use it every single day until it's fallen apart, like literally, because it's so responsive, it's so well behaved, it's so precise as well. I love it. For your reading, it's feeling quite chaotic, okay? Almost like someone doesn't know whether they're coming or going at the moment, all right? The Hierophant. Now, this one's a very stubborn energy, very determined. It's stubborn in the best way possible. You have got a very strong sense of where your ethics are, and you're determined to stay true to your own ethics, right? It's a message of integrity, promises, spirituality. Okay, it's someone who doesn't necessarily need a book of rules to be a good person. They just know, because they've got this good sense of morals and ethics to them. Okay, and the Six of Cups for the catalytic energy. Again, is a really weird combination. Maybe this individual is someone that you used to be married to, or you were in a long-term commitment with, right? And maybe that connection with them did things to you where you didn't even recognize yourself anymore. Because when you're on about Phoenix energy, that's not a light-hearted fantasy. That's hard. That's hard energy, right? That is literally having everything that you once believed in, including things about yourself, being completely and utterly destroyed, like your entire life, being reduced down to ash. And then you having to come back from that. You having to come back from being completely and utterly destroyed. Okay? It's the same with the butterfly energy. People see the butterfly and they're like, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so fantastic. And yeah, I understand why Phoenix energy and butterfly energy, I understand why it gets romanticized, right? But it shouldn't be, because the process is incredibly painful, destructive, it's dark, it's dirty. It's literally like you're no longer the same. Okay, that's not an easy thing. Okay, so to come back from that with your morals and ethics intact is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, there's a connection here that you had with the person that absolutely destroyed you, and you have come back from that. But you've not only come back from it, you have rebuilt yourself bigger, better, and stronger than the original version. Do you know what I mean? That's Phoenix energy, or that's butterfly energy. And the reason why I keep saying butterfly, even though you've not got it here, it's a similar process when you consider the caterpillar needs to become something that doesn't even resemble anything that's alive anymore, right? And it has to put itself back together from the pieces of the pulp. Like green mush doesn't resemble anything that's living. That's incredible. So what we're looking at here is something very intense. It's likely gone on for a few years as well. So we are looking at a process of a few years worth of recovery here. I feel that now that you're in a much better place, which this energy is indicating to me that you are in a much better place than what you were, right? You might not still be feeling 100%, but let me tell you, you're a good 99% of the way there, Leo, right? You've got this person over here who sees that, who recognizes that, and they recognize your strength and your power, and they can see that actually your ethics are as strong as they've ever been, right? They see that, and they don't like that. And they're sitting there judging you for it, making out like you're looking down your face at everyone else, when in fact is actually them. It kind of reminds me, even though I'm not religious like at all, it does remind me of that phrase of judge not lest ye be judged. Do you know what I mean? That it's proper, this energy here, Leo. So you're needing to be vigilant here and recognize these mind games that are being played, because they are trying to make out like you're doing something wrong, or you're this, that, and the next. And you're none of those things, right? At all. Classic projection. Likely they are trying to sabotage, they're trying their best here to sabotage your own growth. And the progress that you have been making on yourself, they're trying to sabotage that too, right? I don't know what else I can say about that one. So that's the catalytic energy. Almost like they're trying to prove to themselves that they do have this power over others, or they do have this power over you specifically, okay? And in actual fact, they don't. They are powerless. They are simply demonstrating how weak they are, okay? Pawn Master, P-A-W-N, okay? I got to spell it out for the algorithm because YouTube AI, and we've had this problem for the past 5 years, maybe more. I love YouTube, right? It has its faults that I do have issue with. For the most part, I do love YouTube. I got an issue with its AI, and its AI does not able to understand things within context, okay? So that's why I have to spell it out. P-A-W-N, Master, right? Now, here's the thing, not going to resonate for everybody. Uses a child or children as a pawn in their game, P-A-W-N, in their game, or dangles a child or children in front of their ex or in front of their partner to control or manipulate, and feeds off of control. So mind games and manipulation, someone's children potentially being involved with these mind games and manipulations as well, being used as a tool of pain, okay? Like, I'm gonna punish you through the child or through the children, okay? For others, there doesn't need to be children involved at all, okay? It could indicate simply using other people to do their dirty work, using other people to play these mind games with you as a form of manipulation. All of this is designed to try and pull you down a couple of pegs, okay? So Leo, if they're trying to pull you down, then they firmly believe that you're above them. Otherwise, they wouldn't try to pull you down now, would they? So there we go. What else is in Leo's blind spot here, please? With this games, let's call it Games Master, yeah? The Two of Pentacles, yeah. It feels like there's back and forth and push and pull and yes and no and hot and cold. I know that that's not the traditional meaning of the Two of Pentacles. We got to read within context, okay? King of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Yep, there could also be some sort of financial abuse here as well, financial blackmail, somebody trying to buy friends, someone trying to buy favors, someone trying to buy love, trying to buy affection, all right? Especially if they are from... What was your first card there? High end, which literally said affluent family or is connected, has got a snobbish attitude and only dates others or engages with people inside of the circle, like high society circle, darling. Right? You know the type. You know the type, okay? So yeah. Literally, that's what's going on here, Leo, and it's going on in your blind spot. Someone's trying to buy love and affection because they believe that that's how they can buy power. They can buy power. That's sick. What's working for you? Benching. Interesting. Like someone enough to keep spending time with them, but not enough to commit. Asks others out when it's convenient. So benching, that's being put on the metaphorical shelf and left until they feel ready to come get you again. They pick you up, then they put you down, then they pick you up, then they put you down, then they pick you up, and then they... Do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on. That's benching. Somebody being made to feel like a spare part. Now, Leo, here's the trick. If you're the one that is feeling like you're a spare part, or if you're feeling like you're just being used as someone's entertainment or plaything or whatever, that's actually working in your favor. because that is telling you something's not right with the situation. Something is really, really wrong here, and it's telling you that you need to do something about it. It's also telling you that there is everything that you can do about it, okay? You don't have to deal with this, let's call it what it is, disrespect. Whether there's kids involved or not, you do not have to deal with this kind of disrespect, ever. It is inappropriate, massively inappropriate. Look, the King of Swords. Okay, Leo, because this is coming out for what is working for you, it is time for you to think strategically, okay? Have a plan, put in place, be strategic, be smart, be clever. Definitely don't tell everybody your business or your plans at this time, okay? Emotionally distance yourself for a hot minute as well. And the Six of Pentacles. All right, focus on what is fair, balanced, equal. Focus on equal exchange. Focus on, oh gosh, giving and receiving, okay? If it feels like you're giving your all and you're getting nothing back in return, again, that's telling you something, okay? Anything and everything that is not fair, balanced, and equal, you're no longer going to partake. And it really is that simple. How this is likely going to play out, you've got blended issues, difficulties in blended family dynamics, or children not getting along, or strange relationships with adults, or resentments. Okay, so resentments are building. Leo, listen, you're not going to be able to stop these resentments building up within that other person. What you can stop is resentments building up within you. Okay, you can't control others. You can't do the healing work for others as much as what we would like to. Okay, you're going to have to focus here on your own growth. Okay. There is always going to be difficulties when it comes down to dealing with this person, especially for those of you where it is a situation where there's like shared custody or anything like that that's going on, okay? You're never going to be able to see eye to eye with this person simply because what I can ascertain with this one, Leo, is you're dealing with an unreasonable person, and therefore there will always be issues and problems, purely because they always want to have their own way, and they cannot, like, they genuinely cannot cope when things don't go their own way. Like, their ability to cope with life being life is incredibly limited. Okay, they definitely do have this attitude of, you know what, I'm just going to chuck money at the problem and see if that resolves it, okay, clearly. But that doesn't work, or at least it doesn't work all of the time, right? And it's definitely not going to work in this situation with them dealing with you or with you dealing with them, right? So there are always going to be issues there, Leo. This is all about finding ways of how to navigate those issues without it affecting your own mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Okay? Yeah, can you tell us more for how, thank you, how this is going to play out? The Tower. It seems to be that this situation is likely going to get worse before it gets better, but please don't lose hope, Leo, because you know what they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, long-term investment, good investment, healthy investments as well. You waiting for the results. So I'll tell you exactly what's going on, Leo. At some point, I do apologize, there's one of my alarms going off there. At some point, everything that this person's been doing, everything that they have been putting out there into the universe, everything that they have been putting other people through, including yourself, it is going to backfire. It is going to backfire onto them. Okay, that is certain with this kind of energy. So obviously don't take the law into your own hands, okay, because there is nothing that you can do that's gonna rush this process of this backfire or of karma visiting their door. There's nothing that you can do that the universe can't do better. Do you know what I mean? So this is the epitome of trust in the process. That this person, listen, they are going to come undone. Okay, now neither you nor I are in control of when or how that happens. Just understand that it will happen, and in the meanwhile you need to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. You need to keep yourself healthy. You need to keep your hands clean and make sure that you're on the correct side of the karmic tracks when that karma train does come rushing through, because it is gonna, and there is no stopping it, there is no slowing it down. Okay, it just is. It just is. Oh, okay, so yeah, quite an intense week for you guys then. And the strongest message at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands, which is all about making better choices. Okay, so if you're feeling tempted at this moment in time to take the matter into your own hands, you'd be best off not doing that, okay, for the reasons we've just covered. So make better choices. This one also indicates that you do have a decision to make this week, and the decision should be focused around, obviously, what is going to help you reach the next stage of your own growth, and what is going to help you, because it's literally crossing a bridge there, isn't it? So what is going to help you to get over something? What is going to help you on the path to your recovery? Okay, your recovery needs to be paramount here, and that's all types of recovery. Okay, yeah. So let's take a look at some healing messages and guidance for you at this time. Can you have healing messages for Leo, please? Wow, that was a huge jump. A balancing act. This one is number 11, so maybe that number is going to mean something specific for you at this time. Okay, it is a balancing act, though, having to cope with everything that you're going through at the moment. Right, so this one says, you are calm within no matter the fluctuation of the outer conditions. Okay, so stay calm even in the face of this traumatic energy that's going on. There are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy, and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord, and great success will be yours. You will find inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, and level path. And then I will give you the reversed meaning as well, Leo, just so that you can pick and choose which parts of these messages resonate more specifically for you or for the individual that you're dealing with, okay? I need you guys to have all of the information that I can possibly give you. This is a time when it's important to address the areas of your life where there is discord. Are you fixated on getting your own way, or is the person that you're dealing with, which I highly suspect is the case here, Leo, they are fixated on them getting their own way? Are you obsessed with one thing and neglecting essential matters that require your attention? Maybe that's where things backfire for them, Leo, because they're obsessed with you and with what you're doing, and they're not taking care of what they're supposed to be in their own life, and that's going to cause a backfire. Taking your own inventory is a necessary step towards rebalancing your life, and it's the only way to reach an equitable solution. Adjust yourself to the conditions of your environment that you have no control over, and balance will come much more easily. If there is to be fairness, then it must come from you. Okay. So fairly self-explanatory there, Leo. What a crazy week this is going to turn out to be for you guys. But you know what? It will serve you well in the end. It absolutely will. Right, let's take a look at the shitty deck for a little bit of light-hearted fun. And it says, there will be times where you feel tired that you can't push forth any further, but you need to dig deep and pull that shit out of you and keep going. Yep. So you got to keep going regardless, Leo, okay? Failure is not an option, yeah? And sometimes you feel like shit and sometimes you aren't happy about it, but it's better to feel like shit than to be full of shit. Okay. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that should be in my description box below. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.